On the run. If you're awake this morning or you're going to work this morning, you stayed up late. Why did you stay up late last night to watch that? He's Pierre Woods. I'm Andy Baskin. We're going to go to Kenny Rhoda in the KennyRhoda.com studios in a few moments here. Browns' heartbreaking loss yesterday, 33-27. Will Hill returns a kick for 64 yards, a block kick from Travis Coons. Still trying to figure out what the Browns were doing at the end of the game. A lot of question marks. Who will start at quarterback on Sunday? Does it really matter? Was it good that they lost because it keeps them a little bit higher up in the draft order? So many, many questions. Pierre, your initial thoughts on yesterday's game?
At the end, it was just terrible. It was horrible at the end. That's all I know.
What's it feel like when you're on the field and you got to, especially playing special teams? Were you ever on special teams where you had a kick?
Yes, Yes, okay. I was, but not a field goal blocked.
Okay.
You take a lot more pride in that. You got to anchor down and play a lot harder. That's to win the game as well.
All right, what's that sinking feeling like? I guess is probably the best way to put it.
Oh man, it sucks. Like you have that taste in your mouth for a long time, especially if that's the last game of the season or something.
Yeah, well, that's not the last game of the season because we can still watch more of these.
It's almost like the last game of the season with them.
All right, let's wake up Kenny Rhoda. Hey, Kenny, how are you?
Still trying to figure out what the hell happened last night as I watched that game and saw the Browns have an opportunity to win the game. You go from possible elation of Travis Coons, who had not missed a field goal in his career. This is first season with the Browns, and his first miss is an epic one. It's blocked, and I don't know, Pierre, you tell me. I've never been on a field goal block team, okay, as I'm blocking for a field goal, but I saw two rookies, Shelton and Irving, next to each other get totally blown up along with Mitchell Schwartz, who ended up on his ass. He got steamrolled, and that's where that block occurred, and they return it. They get the kick six and return it for a touchdown to lose the game. So the Browns just they find ways of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory in so many different ways. It almost leaves you speechless.
Kenny, I'm sitting here this morning and I'm like, I just can't remember other than we saw the Michigan State game this year on a punt, but I'm just trying to think of the last time I can remember watching a field goal end a game like that where the Browns really had control. And I thought, you know what, they're going to win this game, except for the fact they left themselves a long field goal. And I think you're still hesitant at 51 yards on whether they're going to make it. It's almost like, okay, if they miss it, I can live with that when we're going to overtime. But
right.
I was laughing. I was just laughing because I can't script this stuff. You can't make this up. You got a team that looks halfway decent. You've got a quarterback that started the game, that was your starting quarterback, that was taken out. You put your other guy in, then he screws up off the field, so he's not going to play. McCown, I was listening to Kevin Kiley on the way in. If he was a horse, would you shoot him? Just to feel better. I mean, the guy deserves it, doesn't he? He gives you everything he has, and I just want to put him out of his misery. I feel that bad for him.
Here's the thing that also you think about. I was listening to Pettin and reading about the post-game press conference about what happened with Austin Davis in those last few seconds there, and I guess his helmet, microphone, and audio system went out, and so therefore he was trying to hear the play call coming in. He couldn't hear it. Pierre, tell me, that's supposed to happen to the opposing team, right? Like in New England when you all cheated up there, you made sure the other team couldn't get the signal in and hear what the play call was? They cheat the right way in New England. You're not supposed to do it at home.
Kenny, this is the one thing that everybody has to remember. Like when you in practice, regardless if you got a play call and with the signal, with the little thing in the ear from the helmet, you still have signals. And that's always been key in football. So if that ever goes out, you have some signals, some type of signal callers. But they didn't have any signal callers. And also, Davis, he hasn't been there that long, but you run a play that you know that will work faster than anything. You got at least 5 plays that you know that works, that you can run.
Yeah, but you're talking about a quarterback that's never taken a snap for the Browns before.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they gave him like, okay, if you ever have to go in case of emergency, right? These are plays that you can run that are safe plays. 5 plays.
One back through the 4-hole, whatever. 5 hole.
Yeah, something. Something.
Kenny, let's just kind of look at the history.
But we didn't cheat in New England either, brother.
Come on now.
Just let you know.
You guys gonna throw?
Flygate.
It's okay. I owe you some drinks. You're gonna get your drinks. But Spygate my tail. At the end of the day, you win, you play, and that's what we did. They can say what they want to say. We whooped some ass. How about that?
All right.
Well, you always have your doubters outside of New England and plenty of NFL players as well.
It's not wearing my keys. I'm just representing for the Indians, and man, I feel bad for the Browns right now. I don't have a Cavaliers thing, so I'm just. This season over with, man.
Season is over with. 216-431-3820. Call in. You can Skype in. Waiting on the Skype lines. We've got a couple folks that are standing by. Randy, the great Randy, we can hear today, but we can't see. Randy, say hello. Hey. I don't know. Do we even hear him on that?
We good?
Yeah, I guess so. Randy, do we have anything on tap for this show, or are we just going to sing by the seat of our pants?
Very little preparation for this program.
This is a Preparation 8 show. We haven't done much at all on this show.
It's okay. As long as Tubby Dog doesn't call in talking trash to me.
We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how many people are regulars call in today because it is a Tuesday edition rather than a Monday edition. And I think a lot of people that stayed up late last night are worried. Hey, just curious, Kenny, what did you think of Austin Davis last night?
I thought Austin Davis looked decent last night, coming in cold like that, and you weren't expecting him to play yesterday, and yet he gets thrown into the mix. The touchdown, it wasn't the most beautiful setup for a game-winning field goal, but still he made a couple of throws there to get him in position to at least attempt a field goal. You look around the league, Justin Tucker, he's hit how many 50-yard game-winning field goals? I think 3 this season, or at least 2 or 3 this season. So other teams have done that. So I thought Davis did his job for the most part, with the exception of the last few seconds where they were having trouble getting the play in or whatever. So I thought he looked halfway decent.
Who starts on Sunday? Who do you start at quarterback?
Let's just, please, let's just leave Josh McCown on the bench and let him recover from these injuries. He's taken so many hits, gutsy effort. So let's take him out of the equation, all right? Because that guy has been, I haven't seen a quarterback get beat up that bad for the Browns since Tim Couch was here. All right, so just let him sit out. Now, you look at the 2 guys you have to pick from. You've got Austin Davis, who came in, did a nice job yesterday, and you've got Johnny Manziel. Can Austin Davis do that and maybe better if he has a full week of practice taking the reps with the first team? Do you want to see if he can do that? I think John DiFilippo said they've seen enough to know what they have in Johnny Manziel. I have not, but do you want to continue to send the message to Manziel that he needs to straighten up, or a guy like Austin Davis can take his job? So if it were me, I'd give Austin Davis the start. You've already started Johnny. You've already started McCown. Why not give Austin Davis the start? You're 2-9, and you're battling for the worst record in the league. Give Austin Davis a chance. Maybe he's a guy that you look to for the future.
What do you think?
I agree. Give it to Austin Davis because Johnny had a shot. You gave him the shot. He told the coach, I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm not going to do anything wrong. And what did he go out there and do? He had some Dom Perignon in his hand. He was partying, and he lost the starting job.
I was interested. We had Jamal White on Sports Sunday, and he was just like, you know what? And I tend to agree with Jamal when he says this. Look, if I were Mike Pettin, I would have did the same thing. He absolutely violated his trust. There's got to be some kind of repercussion for what he did.
They just suspended him.
Yeah, well, that's basically what they did, didn't you? You really, if you're taking a starting job away from a guy, you've got a quarterback. Listen, I think they had to keep him on the roster because of what we saw from Josh McCown. I think everyone saw that coming, so they had to have him active last night. They had to have Johnny active. Although we did a poll on the radio yesterday, it was like 4-1 thought that he would not be active, that Johnny wouldn't be active last night. And so I understand in case of necessity, they needed to have him on the roster last night, but that's about it. And look, how does that play in the locker room? The whole, I don't think anyone wants to answer questions about Johnny.
To me, it's disrespectful to guys that are veterans, like a Dwayne Bowe, for instance. Like, I know he hasn't played,
right?
But you got Marlon Moore, who's not making $9 million off a 1-year guarantee. He caught a touchdown last night.
Played his ass off last night.
Right.
Yeah. He plays his ass off all the time.
All the time. So give him $9 million, or put Dwayne Bowe out there. Make Johnny an example. Like, don't dress him. Like, he'd have been up in the doggone stands with Belichick, bro. I'm telling you. Bill would have been like, either that or we're going to cut your ass. One of the two.
Kenny, what are you doing with Johnny Manziel? Where are we with this thing? No.
It's such a quandary right now because they wasted a first-round draft pick on him. They're paying him decent salary. I'm sure they would like to try and get something for him in the offseason if they could make a trade. So I think in these, remaining 5 games, you're probably going to see him again at some point just to try and drive up maybe his trade value, because if you cut him, then you don't get anything in return, whether it's a 7th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, and good organizations can make those picks matter. So instead of just cutting him, I think you'll probably see him again this season just to try and raise his value in hopes that he can go out there and make some plays, put something on film that somebody out there might want to take a shot at him. I understand where Pierre's coming from. I'm with him. I'd have just cut his ass. But I'm thinking along the lines of Ray Farmer, the general manager who drafted him, Jimmy Haslam, who got the information from the bum on the street to tell Ray Farmer to draft him. They don't just want to give up on him and get nothing for him.
You're not going to get anything for him. I mean, like, he's devalued himself, plain and simple. You can put him out there for 5 more games, 6 more games, 7 more games. He can go out there and perform. I mean, he's going to, if he goes to a big market where he can party all the time, like New York or like out in L.A. somewhere or California, you know, he's devalued himself, plain and simple. Or if he goes back down to Texas, it's really over. You know, he thinks he's a man as is. So now you have that guy who is on the sideline, who distracts the team, who just messes everything up. But at the end of the day, the players play, and those guys got blown up on a field goal block, which should not have happened. And if it did, still, some way, somehow, some player should have been able to turn back and block.
We're not even streaming? I mean, I don't care. If we're not streaming right now? Is that what's going on? Randy, what's the deal?
We're not streaming.
Are we taping for podcast? Are we even doing that? You mean talking about the iPad? Yeah, iPad's just Periscope. iPeriscope. Where's Faith?
So we're doing this for essentially no.
Oh, we're just doing this so we can talk to Kenny and we can have fun with the 3 of us?